Hey guys, it's Spencer from My Tennessee Home Solution. The market's been changing a lot recently with inflation rising, with interest rates rising, and honestly, just with a lot of sellers having a different experience in the market. So one thing I wanted to kind of bring up and talk about was just, a couple signs that maybe a traditional sale isn't right for you. So we'll talk through kind of 5 big points. Obviously, you guys know we got our startup in Clarksville, so we found that this is super true for Clarksville, but it also holds true for Nashville, for Murfreesboro, Smyrna, and kind of all over Middle Tennessee. So we'll start with the big five, right? So the first one is your privacy. So showings are unpleasant. There's tons of people walking through your house, whether you do an open house or an individual showing. You got strangers wandering in and out. They're looking at all your stuff. It's kind of like, going in your sibling's room as a kid. You want to look at everything. You want to open drawers. You want to touch everything. And sometimes with a showing, it's, strangers coming through your house, and, the realtor, hopefully cares about your property and your privacy, but maybe they don't. So I found that that's a concern for a lot of people, especially here in Tennessee. The second one is your capacity. As you know, a traditional sale often involves the property being in mint condition and with, no repairs, kind of everything updated, remodeled. And some people, just don't have the time, the energy, or the skill to, update that stuff themselves, fix that, kind of go through and take the house to where it needs to be. That actually kind of links in with the third thing is finances, right? Obviously, that stuff I described is pretty expensive. Staging sometimes costs a couple $1,000s, even if your house is already in mint condition. Then you've got listing fees, you've got really the big one's repairs, but you find there's a lot of associated costs with the traditional sale on the market. A lot of that derives from, of course, the fourth major symbol that a traditional sale might not be great, and that's the house condition. The market demands perfection in that sense. The house has got to be mint condition, clean, updated, no issues, as much new as possible to be the most competitive. And so kind of taking that all into account, whether it's the capacity or the finances that might limit that, there's usually a bit of friction in getting to the condition where it needs to be for a traditional sale. And if it's possible to get there, that's awesome. And in that case, I'd probably recommend a traditional sale. But I've found with the bulk of properties that I interact with and the sellers of those properties that usually can be quite a limiting factor for traditional sale. Sometimes you'll see properties that are listed on the market, but the condition's not necessarily where it needs to be, and those houses are sitting for 2, 3, 4, sometimes even more months at a time. And usually it's a pretty big red flag if a house is sat for 2, 3 months, especially over the last year and a half with the volume of sales that we've seen. And as we kind of adjust over the next 6 months to a year, as we kind of have this slight correction in the market, that condition has to be even better for the property to be competitive. And the last one, which is at times the most kind of motivating factor for deciding, whether to go a traditional sale or with a cash sale, is time, right? If you're short on time or, even out of time, a traditional sale might not be the best option for you, because that, in best case, you're looking at a 30-day close. With a cash option, like what we provide here at My Tennessee Home Solution, we've closed as soon as, 7 to 10 days. Usually we just have to wait for title to come back. And once that's back, we're ready to close. So really we can move a lot quicker. We're a lot more agile in that sense. And since we're not beholden to appraisers, inspections, or anything like that, I usually find that we often, if not always, beat the market as far as speed to close. So if any of those 5 kind of categories, privacy, capacity, finances, condition, or time, kind of ring true for, hey, I might not be where I need to be to list the property, I would encourage you to reach out to us here at My Tennessee Home Solution. Give us a call. We'll talk. You'll talk to me, or you'll talk to Jay or Nick, one of my partners here, and we'll get you squared away. Because just because a traditional sale isn't a good fit for you doesn't mean there's not a solution that we can't figure out together. And honestly, I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited to work together, and I'm excited to find a solution. So if any of that works for you, hey, it works for me. So just give us a call, and we'll get started together today. I appreciate your time, and have a great one.